AI business queen, strategy on 10, build a smarter ones, don't start over again. AI to marketing, I connect everything, classes in session, let the business begin.
If the first question you ask yourself when it is time to create content is, what should I post today? You're already starting too late, because before I decide what I want to say, I want to know what the customer is already trying to figure out. What are they searching for? What questions keep coming up? What are they confused about? What are they comparing? What are they worried about before they buy? So today I want to show you how I use ChatGPT to help me research before I start creating content. Because really, we do not need ChatGPT to be giving us 30 random content ideas. We need it to help us make better marketing decisions, right? All right, so hi, my name is Ikenisha J. I am an AI and business educator. Said that wrong. I am an AI and marketing educator and also a business development strategist. So here we talk about all things AI, business marketing, and I have a little bit of family stuff sprinkled in between. So in the last video, I talked about how sometimes what looks like a content problem is actually a positioning problem or messaging problem. People can see your business all the time, follow you, love what you do, and still not understand why they should choose you over the other business that they barely see. But there is also another side to that. You can be very clear about what you want to say and still create content that nobody really gives a F about, because you have not spent enough time understanding what the customer is already thinking about. And this is where I see people misuse ChatGPT all the time. They may open it and say something like, give me 30 content ideas for my boutique. They may say, give me Instagram ideas for my coaching business, or what should I post for my boutique? And technically, of course, ChatGPT will answer you, but that does not mean that those are the right things for your business to talk about. You know what I mean? I want research before ideas. So that way I know how to speak to my customer, because I sound like them. So I want to show you what this looks like. So before I ask ChatGPT to research anything, I need to give it context. This is only for those people who do not have their ChatGPT trained. Okay, so mine is trained. I don't have to give it so much context anymore because it already knows. But we're going to pretend that, mine isn't trained, or I'm a huge beginner or whatever. So when it comes to that, throughout all the classes that I've taught, and whether in person or online, this is where I notice most people will skip a step. Hold on. I'm trying to make sure I haven't missed the time to go pick up my son. Okay, so AI cannot research your customer intelligently if it barely understands your business. So before we can ask what people are looking for, I would need ChatGPT to understand what I sell, who buys it or who I'm targeting, where I sell it, what the problem is that the product or the service solves, what people usually ask me before buying, what makes my business different, and anything else that I know about my customer. I need to put that all in there. And if you have seen my video about I think it's going to be 2 videos before, if you're watching this in the playlist, about the one prompt, I talk about that as well in there. So you don't have to make this complicated. So I'm going to use the example I always use, one of my favorite clients. I keep saying favorite clients. I don't mean to say that, y'all, but she has a home-based bakery. So we're going to use her again as an example. So instead of saying, research my customers, I'm going to put a prompt on the screen. So anytime I use a prompt, I'm going to put it on the screen for y'all, okay? We're going to make this easy. So I have it written down. So if you see me looking down, I'm reading that particular prompt that I have written down. I have all my prompts, okay? Because I don't want to mess up stuff. So instead of saying, research my customers, you could say, or I would say, I own a home-based bakery that serves customers in Rocky Mount, North Carolina. I sell custom celebration cakes, cupcakes, and treats and specialty desserts for birthdays, showers, weddings, and other events for corporate. My customers are usually people planning an event who want something that looks beautiful, but also tastes homemade and fresh. Before we create any content, I want to research the questions, concerns, searches, and buying considerations these customers have. Now, ChatGPT has somewhere to start. That is really much better than give me some content ideas for my bakery, right? You see the difference, 6, 7. Okay, so forgive me, I hang around a lot of kids. So now I want to know what the customer is asking, not what I think she should ask me. What is she actually trying to figure out? So one prompt I can use, I'm going to put it up on the screen. So one prompt I can use is, based on this business and customer, research the questions someone is likely to search or ask while deciding whether to purchase this type of product. Separate the questions into early research, comparing options, preparing to buy, concerns or objections before purchasing. Do not give me content ideas yet. I only want the customer research. That last sentence matters. Do not give me content ideas yet. We're not creating yet, okay? We are listening first. So when you do that, look at what comes back. So if we were doing my example, ChatGPT could come back with something like, how far in advance should I order a custom cake? How much does a custom birthday cake cost? Can I bring my own inspiration photo? How many people does a cake this size usually feed? What flavors are available? Do you deliver? What happens if I need to change my order? Those type of things. And those are not random content ideas. Those are buying questions. And buying questions are obviously marketing material that you can use. But we got to go one step deeper than that, okay? So one mistake business owners will make after they get this is they will turn everything into broad topics like cakes, self-care, business tips, skincare, real estate. All those things are categories. They don't tell me what the person is trying to accomplish, right? So now you need to ask this. So we're going in order. You're doing these prompts in order, okay? Now, turn this research into natural language this customer might use when searching online. Give me specific phrases, questions, comparisons, and problem-based searches. Keep the language conversational and realistic. Do not turn them into social media hooks. Okay, so again, notice I am stopping ChatGPT from doing something. I don't want social media hooks. I don't want captions. I don't want a content calendar yet. None of that. I strictly want a customer's language. Why? Again, because I want to talk like them and draw attention in because it is something that they have obviously been thinking or searching. You want someone to feel like, I had a client tell me this. She said, Nisha, every time you email me, I'm always thinking, dang, this sounds like me. She's talking directly to me. That is what you want. You want to speak in your customer's language, okay? Because something like custom cakes is very different from how much cake do I need from 40 people. You get what I'm saying? One is a category and the other one is telling me exactly what my customer needs help deciding. And that difference really matters, all right? So I want to make an important distinction here as well with that is that ChatGPT should not be treated like a magical database of exact search volume. Okay, if I want current search behavior, I want to actually research, right? So if I'm using ChatGPT with web search available, that's what you should be doing. So that's the work part of it. You should be in ChatGPT work because this makes it better. I should have said it at the beginning. So use ChatGPT work when you're doing this, okay? I can ask it to search the web or the internet or whatever you want to say for evidence. So next prompt, you're going to say, search the internet for current questions and search language related to people buying custom cakes for birthdays and events. Look for patterns in search results. People also ask style questions, forums, Reddit discussions, FAQs from businesses in this industry, and other places where customers are asking real questions. Summarize the recurring themes and show me what customers appear to care about the most. So now we are getting closer to evidence. And depending on the business, I may also look at things like competitor FAQs. You can go to competitor websites, look at their FAQs. Look at Google search suggestions. Look at Reddit. Reddit is a very good spot to get things from, get evidence from, or, research from. Customer reviews is another place. Look at what customers have asked you in your DMs or email. Another good place that people tend to forget about is Facebook groups. Great place for research. Also look at comments that people have left under other people's photos or videos, in your business industry, okay? You can also look at sales conversations you may have had. If you're a vendor at an event, think about the questions that people asked you at an event. AI will help you process the research, but it doesn't replace paying attention to evidence that you've already gotten and seen from actual customers. So now, once I have that research, I don't immediately turn every question into a post. We're not going to do that because I know that's what y'all thinking. Oh, great, we're going to do this. No. We want to now find the patterns. So the next prompt after this, I know this seems like a lot, but I promise you, once you do all of this, your content creation will be so much better. You're going to start drawing in those people that really want your content. I'm sorry, not your content, your offer, your products, your services, whatever. Anywho, the next prompt is going to be this. Analyze this research and identify the recurring customer concerns, desires, objections, decisions, and misconceptions. Group similar findings together. Tell me what each group reveals about what the customer needs to understand before buying. Now, this is where your marketing starts getting better, like I was just saying, because maybe after doing all that, I would discover that the customers are not really primarily worried about the cake's design. They're more worried about ordering on time or choosing the right size of the cake or not wasting their money because they chose the wrong size again. They're worried about whether the cake will actually taste good or if the baker is reliable. So they go look at the reviews on Google or Facebook. So now I understand what my marketing needs to help my customer feel confident about. And that is completely different from sitting down and saying, I guess I need to post a picture of a cake today. Like, that's totally different. So now it's time for the content ideas. This is the part you've been waiting for. However, after all of this, we're still not going to say, give me 10 posts or 10, 30 posts or whatever for Instagram. We're not going to do that. We're going to say this. Based on the customer research we just completed, give me 10 content opportunities that address the highest priority questions, concerns, buying decisions, and misconceptions we found. For each one, tell me which customer issue it addresses, what the customer needs to understand, what job the content should do, and what type of content could communicate it clearly. Do not write the content yet. Again, I gave ChatGPT a strict, what is it? A restriction. Do not write the content yet. I want to decide what deserves to be created before AI creates it and wastes a whole bunch of my time. I don't want it to create it all yet. I need to see what it says and then create that content. And this is how I keep ChatGPT from like running my marketing. ChatGPT works for me. It's my assistant. I run the marketing and the business, right? So all of this works whether you sell products, services, coaching, something local. I didn't just notice that. I was sitting way too close to the phone. But then also the window is glaring on my glass. Y'all see how I be going all off? It's the adult ADHD. Anyway, I just had somebody, if you watch my product photo tutorial, you would see that I had someone who sells like oils and skincare and such. So if you own a skincare business, you could be researching a few things. Like, for example, she had something that I made a photo for called beef tallow. If I was a real customer, which I am, I would be researching, what does beef tallow do for skin? That's something you can research. Is body scrub supposed to be used before or after shaving? What type of products should I avoid, or ingredients rather, what type of ingredients should I avoid if I have dry skin? How often should I exfoliate? Those are questions that tell you what customers need help understanding. And that will tell you what type of content you need to create, obviously. If you're a coach like me, maybe research shows people asking, how do I know if I need a business coach? Why am I posting consistently and not making sales? What should I fix first when my business feels stuck? That's something, research. Now, I know what's happening in their head before we ever book a call or we start communicating through email or whatever else. If you own a boutique, you already know I'm always going to go to the boutique example because I was a boutique queen once upon a time. So if you own a boutique or whatever, you could research or the research questions you find could be something like, what do I wear to a fall wedding? What jeans look good on a curvy body? How do I know what size to order from boutique so-and-so? So again, that is very different from content that you created that's just about your new arrivals. Because that's normally what people do when they sell products. It's always new arrivals. And that is why, again, research really matters. And the point of all of this that I'm saying is not for you to copy the prompts I just said, okay? Don't do that. The point is for you to change the order in which you think. That is the point of my channel. and the point that I always make to clients who work with me one-on-one. I want to change the way you think about business. I want you to think like in this order. I want you to research first. Then you're going to understand. Then you're going to decide. Then you're going to create. Got it? Research, understand, decide, create. I don't want you to open up ChatGPT and just ask it for ideas, copy something, post it, and hope that it works. No, that's not a marketing strategy, okay? That's not how real business owners think. And that is why I keep saying that AI is an accelerator. If you are thinking about something, or the thinking that you had before you prompt is weak, then AI is going to help you create weak marketing even faster. It didn't change anything. So you should be much more interested in using it to help you think through your business. So that way, if something happens to AI, you know what to do. You already know how to run your business, because AI has been here and I've been running my business great even before AI. But I already thought a certain way. I had a certain thought process, and that's where I'm trying to get you all to be. Okay. So this is also what I teach and how I teach in my AI marketing lab. I'm not collecting random AI tricks. I'm not giving you all a bunch of AI hacks. I'm not doing all of that. I'm teaching you all how to use AI and marketing together inside a real business and make money and make sense, right? So if this kind of teaching that I do is something you're interested in, or you're realizing right now, okay, you know what? I know I'm missing some of these pieces and I want help putting them together. There will be information for you in the description box, maybe in a pinned comment, on how to join my lab, all right? So there's also another layer to this too. I want to talk about this super quick, because knowing your customer or knowing what they're thinking, it does not automatically mean you know how to communicate it in a way that makes them really care. So you still have to know how to take what you learned and turn it into marketing that really connects with your customers. And one of those ways is through storytelling. I've talked about this several times about telling your story. But what I've noticed is that storytelling and marketing, through people that I've seen and heard, it gets taught very badly sometimes, because the story itself is not the point. The story has a job. And so if you're watching this, by the way, in my Start Here playlist, watch the very next video, because that's going to be all about storytelling. But if you're watching this before that video comes out, then just wait until that video comes out. But there'll be another video that comes up that you definitely need to watch. So do that. So yeah, again, I want you all to research first, then create. All right. Your customer has already been telling you what they need. You just have to pay attention and decide what you want to say after you've paid attention. Okay. All right, y'all. So I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.